20 tips to save time and get rich fast in Schedule 1. Unstucking your car. In Schedule 1, you can buy fancy cars that get stuck on everything, and you'd probably like to push it out. Turns out that if you jump and crouch on the hood, you can move your car like the Hulk, which might lead to some unintended consequences, and make sure no one is watching because it looks very weird, but you can also use it to scare the crap out of your friends. Breaking line of sight. When cops see you attempting a deal, it can arouse their suspicion because dealing products and making money is illegal, so you can either do the deal super quick with a shortcut like shift left or right clicking, or you can break line of sight behind objects, but you can also just move your car in front of the cops and they magically forget that you exist, because cops historically lack object permanence. Escaping arrest. So if you're caught committing a crime, you become under arrest. This starts a timer and you now have some options. One is finding a dumpster and jumping inside until your arrest timer runs out or they're too far to find you. But not if they see you jump in, because obviously that's stupid. 2 is just running away, either by breaking line of sight or just super jump on top of a roof, which I'll show you later. Also, if you're stuck, you can just jump into the water to juke them, which seems fair. Lastly, you can also delete every cop in the area and then admire your creation, unless more show up and then just do it again. The stealth mix. Obviously, you can mix certain substances to get new effects, and usually this affects your clients. You can also consume your own substances. By mixing green with an energy drink and paracetamol, you get the effects athletic and sneaky. This allows you to not only move faster, but also makes detection by police slower, and if you do the same recipe with Granddaddy Perp, it will also give you anti-gravity, which is OP. If you want to know the specific mix for any effect, you can go to the mix calculator website linked below and choose the reverse calculator that lets you search by effect. Supplier deliveries. Suppliers give you precursors to make your own product, and once you order enough dead drops from them that put you in debt and have an order limit, you get in-person meetings. In my last video, I said you should only do these meetings because it has no order limit, but this isn't optimal, thank you to this guy. Instead, if you keep doing dead drops long enough, you unlock deliveries. They'll bring it right to your house, which is super important for efficiency and avoiding your crippling fear of the outside world. But also, coca apparently costs less with dead drops, so don't do meetings or deliveries for it. Dealer optimization. Dealers are one of the best mechanics in the game for 2 reasons. 1, they sell while you're doing something useful, and 2, they can sell items that you've already delisted. But here's a couple ways that you can optimize them. Number 1, only assign them to distant customers. If you're using the bungalow, you can still get clients that like to order halfway across town, but if you assign them to the dealer, you can focus on clients in your area, and then get back to something useful. Number 2, only give dealers products in high quantities. There's no reason to waste time bagging their products because they can sell them in any form. Just dump your highest quantity product like drawers or bricks and give them a smack so they get back to work. Bypassing deposit limits. Once you get rolling, you're only allowed to deposit $10,000 of cash a week into your bank account so that the cops don't suspect you, which limits purchasing from legit stores or major properties and vehicles. The obvious way to get around this is laundering money through businesses. You buy it, go to the register, and launder the money. But if you are in multiplayer, you can now deposit $10,000 per player. If one person hits the limit, simply put the cash somewhere so the other player can pick it up and deposit it, for a maximum of $40,000 deposited per week. Space out your contraband. When the cops search you, it starts a mini game where the goal is to hide your items. If they find the item, you get arrested. But to make it easier to avoid, you can move your contraband further along in your inventory and give it space, which gives you extra time to conceal and reduces your chances of getting arrested. Checkpoint scouting. When you are in a vehicle, you can't pass a checkpoint without getting searched, and it's kind of annoying to turn back around in a car, but if you see from a distance that it's blocked, you know you can take the other path. It is never the case that both roads are blocked in the main town, or at least I haven't seen it, and if you hold right click and slow down while in a vehicle, you can pan around to see if the road is blocked. You can also do this to avoid cops at night and avoid oncoming traffic. Optimize your packing. The Packing Station Mark II is one of the best machines in the game for speed, but it's not a clicker game. You can hold down drop to automatically dispense the product. but I didn't know this. Shout out to these guys. You can use A and D to turn the packing station to go even faster and go full speed with bags. Here's a side-by-side to see the difference in speed, or of course, just hire a packer if you're lazy and rich. Double your income. Mixes are a huge part of this game with apparently millions of recipes, but automating that process is very expensive and time consuming. But fortunately, there's a solution that involves Viagra and horse semen. This is apparently one of the best two-shot recipes for crystal and does a decent job with green, although swapping a mega bean for the semen is better for the green. And all you need is a packer, a chemist, 2 mixing stations, and a packing station. The packer moves the products to the station and then packs the product and stores it, while the chemist starts the mix and moves it down the line. Use the clipboard to connect them, and you can literally double your gross income. Late night sales. Here's 2 more ways to get money for every deal. If you do a deal late at night, you get a bonus on the order because the risk is higher, so you could schedule all your sales for after 12 a.m., but you also get a bonus for being early to any deal. So to max your gains, don't schedule all your orders for right now and arrive at a deal an hour early, because sometimes the client will arrive quickly and give you a head start to rush to the next deal. Health and healing. So one of the only ways to take damage in this game is by getting shot, which happens when you get the police really angry. Like other games, your screen gets red until you die, but you can actually heal and survive by drinking kook. It seems like it heals you about 20%, and if you drink enough, your screen goes back to normal, which is weird because in the real world, it does the opposite. Super jumping. So if the cops are chasing you to take your hard-earned money and product, you can spam space while going up an incline and get a huge boost on your jump. This can be done on most containers and some sides of cars. You can of course move your car and basically boost anywhere. This probably works because you're inputting multiple height gains in a short period of time. It's a glitch and is one of the only ways to gain massive height. What the fuck? Basketball boosting. They're gonna nerf this. Big thanks to Ape Gaming for this tip. It turns out if you jump and hold S and put the object like a basketball or trash can below you, it boosts you in the air. You can use this to escape cops regardless of your wanted level. How do I get down from here? This does require you to hold a basketball everywhere you go, but it can also be used to get to unintended areas, like boosting across the map to this bridge on the other side, which seems useless until you try walking onto the grass, which has no collision and spawns you inside the warehouse. Use the Discord. There's a few million people no-lifing this product, which seems to have 100% addictiveness, and for nearly every question you have, someone else has already asked it in the Discord. It's linked at the bottom of the game when you open it, and instead of asking a question and waiting, you can just use the search function in the top right and see dozens of other idiots asking the same question. Deleting items. So this might be super obvious, but apparently a lot of people don't know this. You can delete items by dragging them from your inventory to this little red square in the lower right. This can be useful for quickly removing trash or just deleting yourself, but I'd highly advise that you don't delete anything. All trash can be recycled for cash, extra products can be given to dealers, and life is too precious to throw away. And if you have any more tips or things I missed, leave them in the comments below and click here to check out my previous tips video. Or don't. I don't care.